Here's another NSFW, not satire, for work video where I express strong opinions about how to teach software development and programming. Important caveat. I've been programming for over 30 years, and I've never taken a class. Originally, that was because I found computers in my first job in 1990, which was effectively before the internet existed. I had to figure everything out with books and brute force. I'm effectively a machine learning model trained on approximately 69 minutes of positive reinforcement when shit somehow miraculously started working, spread over 20,000 hours of being told I'm still fucking incompetent by an emotionless plastic box. Do I think that this is the best way to learn programming? No, Lawrence, of course I don't, you silly fuck. If you're taking an introductory class for programming, the most important two objectives should be that you see enough practical examples that you can envision how programming could be useful to you, and that you enjoy it. I realize programming might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think we lose a lot of people who could have thrived as programmers because their first experience with it didn't tick these two boxes. The worst possible use of time for a beginning programming class is any kind of syntax memorization. In the modern era of great linters, code completion, and generative AI, doing gotcha quizzes on shit like how many equal signs or bracket versus parenthesis is primary evidence that the instructor has not done any practical coding in the last 10 years, and their focus on unimportant bullshit is a waste of your fucking time. Yes, to push brand new people past the initial programming fog of confusion, hour one of day one needs to explain shit like the difference between a number and a string, the basic operators, and at least the if structure. Next, cover the basics of how variables work. Put some shit in A, fuck around with it, and then show that the value of A is now different. Ooh, ah. Next, put that shit in a list, run through it with a for, and fuck with 10 million of those sumbitches at once as a flex, just because it's programming, and you can. On day 2, you talk about how the implementation of dates is always fucked up in every language. On day 3, you explain objects. On day 4, show them how to fuck around with some data in a CSV file. And on day 5, show them how to make an HTTP request. Congratulations, you're a programmer now. I'm in no way kidding. The rest is just yada yada, etc., which you'll have plenty of time to figure out as you go. The rest of the course should just be useful or hilarious inspiration. For example, Part 1, learn how to send an email. Part 2, learn how to write an agent to read your email inbox and reply to emails from anyone in the class automatically. Part 3, turn all the agents on for 24 hours and unleash chaos and fuckery. For bonus, have the agent recognize when someone hasn't replied in 12 hours and use the Amber Alert API to get the word out. Another useful example, solve the problem of keeping the Microsoft Teams light green when your computer is unattended, which you can share with all of your friends and family who are living the corporate employee dream. If you're someone that likes sitting in the exact same place for months while moving only your fingers and cussing at nobody, programming is definitely for you. And don't be deterred by an uninspiring first programming class. And if you teach programming, make it obviously useful, make it fun, and above all, never grade anyone on whether they put the semicolon in the right place. It's your job to give them hope and inspiration, and the machine's job to spend every day for the next 20 years telling them how they fucked up again.